Saa 12 Afrika Mashariki sawa na saa 11 Afrika ya Kati. Bila wasiwasi imekwisha titiga klabu yako ya kronomita kumaanisha kwamba tupo radhi kusukuma hili kadi tamatufiki tamati. Sanzuka name utafahamu mengi kabisa kuhusiana na masuala ya kilimo biashara, mawanda makubwa haya. Dadangu Ngina yupo katika tafuta kuhakikisha kwamba wewe unapata kufahamu mengi sana katika masuala ya kilimo. Nitakuwepo kama kandawala wa gari moshi hili ili upate mengi kabisa. Kalamu karatasi andika kwenda tekeleza baadaye. Taifa la Kenya lazima tulishe, kwa sababu hapa katika Kenya's Gold ndipo na utakosa mengi, kwa sababu kile ambacho tunaangazia kila wakati ni kuhakikisha kwamba yule mkulima ambaye anafahamu atakwenda kumfunza yule mkulima ambaye anaanza vile vile anachipuka, ili baadaye naye ataimarika na atakuwa yule tunaita ana tajriba ya kila hali kabisa. Karibu sana na usikwende popote, lakini sasa tuangazie yale ambayo tulizungumzia jana.
You can grow pyrethrum at a range of 2,000 meters above sea level up to 17,000 meters, 1,700 meters above sea level. Then in between there, you have the temperatures. The temperatures, the lower the temperatures, the higher the pyrethrin. The flower makes pyrethrins during the cold temperatures.
Mazungumzo mazuri sana kuhusiana na masuala ya Pareto. Ulitazama makala ambayo tuliandaa kuhusiana na teknolojia ya kutumia sola. Yule mkulima alitueleza kwamba kukausha Pareto kuhakikisha tunapata kile tunaita pyrethrin, unatumia neti, sola na vile vile ukivungulia, ambacho ni taratibu kinakwenda na teknolojia ya kisasa. Na vile vile alieleza sana kama wewe ndiye mkulima ambaye unaanza hii, kuna makosa ambayo yanajitokeza kule kukauka kwa kahawa. Lazima uhakikishe kwamba hakuna unyevu wowote ambao unatokana na kukausha kahawa yako. Na vile vile alisisitiza kitu kimoja kwamba wakati unachukua moja kwa moja kutoka shambani, hakikisha unapeleka moja kwa moja kukausha. Na vile vile akasema kitu kimoja kwamba kama hauna mbinu ya kukausha kahawa yako, basi itakuwa ni taratibu upeleke kwao wakusaidie, ili baadaye utakapokwenda sokoni kuuza basi itakuwa ndo nzuri zaidi. Asante sana kwa hilo, na naamini kwamba umejiandaa sasa kutazama makala mengine kuhusiana na bamboo. Hapa tutazungumzia, kama ni Ijumaa ufahamu fika kwamba tunaangazia ukulima endelevu. Tunahakikisha kwamba taifa la Kenya linalinda mazingira yake na vile vile kuhakikisha kwamba tunapiga vita mabadiliko ya tabia nchi. Kuna makala ambayo tumekuandalia na tunazungumzia sana masuala ya bamboo. Kuna wakulima ambao tayari wameingia katika ulingo huu wa kupanda bamboo. Tazama makala yafuatayo.
My name is Mary Gadara. I'm working for KEFRI, the Kenya Forest Research Institute, and I'm working with a group called Lemuru Highlands Trust or Community. This group, Lemuru Highland Trust, is a community within the Lemuru, like the way we are saying the Highlands. His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta in 2019, he said that now bamboo can become a cash crop, and that is where their interest was drawn, so that they can grow bamboo in their huge riparian areas. Why they wanted to do the riparian bamboo is because, as you see in the recent times, people are throwing solid waste, people are farming just near the riparian, and you can see they are using pesticides, fertilizers, and there's a lot of soil erosion. So that is why they wanted the protection of their riparian by using bamboo, because one thing, they have protected their riparian, and another thing, it will become a cash crop. And that is where their interest was drawn. They came to KEFRI and asked for help so that they can be given people, experts of bamboo, so that they can be shown how to do bamboo on their riparian. And that is where we started. You can see how we have, this was planted in 2021, and now this is 2 years. You can see how it has protected the riparian. And you can also do a nature trail, just like the way the community has done.
My name is Njoki Wainaina, and I am the convener of the Limuru Highlands Trust. And the Limuru Highlands Trust is a body that we registered so that it can own a special plan that we did for this area. Back at the beginning of the century, we started noticing how the cities were drawing in on our area. And we decided that one of the things we wanted to do was to do a proper spatial plan so that whatever happens here, whether it is housing, whether it's conservation, can be done within a plan. The Limuru Highlands is an area of 133 square kilometers, an area that runs from the River Mweteta to the south, and the River Kamete to the north, and then Laini to the east, and then all the way bordering Rari on the other side.
Here we have planted two types of bamboo. There is the Dendrocalamus asper, and there is Membranaceous, the other lane. So, and again, we protected using the vetiver grass, which is just near to the riparian, so that it can filter out any solid waste, any soil that might go to the river. And that is why you are seeing this water for Ruaka River. It's very clean. And you can see we are enjoying a very good environment here.
Part of our strategy is to preserve, conserve, protect, and keep this area balanced so that it is economically sound, but at the same time it is protected environmentally. So when we heard about the bamboo being promoted as a cash crop and also as a means of preserving the environment, that met a very, very deep need for this area. When you look at the map of the Highlands, you see that we have a network of rivers, we have a network of streams, we have very huge riparian area that needs protection. At the same time, we are growing coffee, we are growing tea, we are growing other things, and we even have greenhouses. So we needed to come up with a strategy that can balance between being productive and coming up with things that are economically sound, and at the same time protecting the environment. So the bamboo we have embraced because it meets those needs.
What I like about this group, we showed them just a short distance, and now they have extended. The first seedlings they got from us, Kefri, but then the other seedlings they've been getting from their nurseries because we've shown them how to propagate using, we showed them how to select the cams for propagation and to make their own seedlings. In fact, they will tell you that they had a nursery of bamboo, and that is where they are getting their new seedlings for continuing with the planting in the riparian.
We ran to Kefri to look for information on the bamboo, and we didn't just want to grow the bamboo. We wanted to look at the whole chain from propagation, actually from research, because we wanted to know if you are saying it's a cash crop, what kind of evidence do you have? And from them we gathered the information on what had been done, research that had been done in other areas, and we were comfortable that it is something that we can try here, because we want to protect our rivers, we want to protect our soil, but we also want to bring farmers money into their pocket.
Another thing we've showed them is how to maintain their bamboo so that they don't become very bushy. We've shown them how to prune using a pruning saw so that they can be able to access the older cams and sell them. So once you prune, this one you can use it for fence.
Yeah.
You can use it for drying and make a fence.
Yeah.
And you can also use it as firewood.
Yeah. So the next one.
They have opened a place called Tigoni Center, where they have they are youth within the highlands, and they have a cottage industry where they are making baskets, mats, and also other various things like the necklaces, the stools. So they have the whole value chain of bamboo.
We are working with young people. We are encouraging them to be the ones to take these bamboo and plant them in the nurseries so that they can earn income. But we are also training them to make crafts. And one of the exciting things about the bamboo is the very many uses that we can make. I mean, we have been exploring with Carefree the kind of different uses. We can make furniture, we can use it for building, we can make briquettes, we can make furniture, we can also make, it's also edible. So we can also make food out of it. And we are excited to be bringing this kind of opportunity and this kind of learning to the community so that it can meet the diverse groups of the different generations of the residents of the Limuru Highlands. We are the source of the rivers that go all the way to the Indian Ocean, feeding Yatta, feeding the communities downstream. And as a community, as a group of people who are conservationists, we realize that we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to protect the water sources. We have a responsibility to ensure that as long as these rivers pass through our area, they will be safe. And then we hope also we can be a model to other people. Because when you are protecting the environment, you are also gaining something. We are protecting our soil. Because, you know, when we went to Carefree to learn, we learned that we are not only protecting the river, we are also protecting our own soil. We are also cleaning out the chemicals in our own soil. So it's a benefit, it's a common good. And we as the Limuru Highlands, we are there as a trust to look for the common good. When we started this project, at the time of the COVID, the very first thing we wanted to do was to look for alternative work for young people. And we wanted, for example, to start a project making briquettes. And so by the time we came to plant, to choose the different types of bamboo, we already had in mind our tea factories, because our tea factories are utilizing a lot of fuel. And in this time, they are using firewood, different types of trees, but we discovered that actually this kind of bamboo can produce very, very good briquettes. And we saw the opportunity of planting something that can be grown by the farmers, but also used by the young people. And we are in the process of sourcing a briquette making machine, because a briquette machine will come and compact all of it into briquettes.
Ni makala mazuri kweli kweli, tulitembea nao na kuna mengi ambayo yalijitokeza. Niligundua kwamba siri ya kutunza mto ni kupanda mianzi au mwanzi kando kando ya mto wenyewe ili tupate kutunza udongo wake. Taratibu vile vile ungesikiza wamezungumza wakifurahia sana, wana utashi mkubwa kuhusiana na swala la kupanda mianzi, na ni kundi ambalo kuna vijana vile vile kati yao. Tulisikiza hadithi yao na wote wanalenga kwamba siku moja mwanzi utawapatia hela, na wanasema kitu kimoja, safari ndio mwanzo tu, unalika maua ule mkoko, lakini baadaye taifa la Kenya lazima lipate yake. Na sasa ni nafasi yako bomba kuzungumza nasi kupitia 22422. Tuma arafa yako, tasoma hewani, na tayari kupitia 22422 kuna moja anaitwa Bramwell Bwabwire, anasema anatokea Ndakaini, anafuatilia Kenya's Gold, anasema yupo kabisa kuhakikisha kwamba yeye pia anasoma kisha baadaye atakwenda kutekeleza. Daisy anasema anaendelea kufuatilia Kenya's Gold, ni mdogo lakini anajua kwamba siku moja ndiye atakuwa kwa mshindi. Abiud Brooks anasema anafuatilia, kazi nzuri kabisa. Na vile vile kuna Sharon anasema anafuatilia Kenya's Gold. Nafurahia sana kuona kwamba wote ambao wanatuma arafa ni wadogo mno. Kuna Wekesa Nerima Alpha, huyo ndo shabiki, anasema anafuatilia vile vile. Melvin Jipkoskei anatokea kule Australia, anasema anafuatilia moja kwa moja. Tunashukuru sana mubashara, kumaanisha kwamba basi hata katika mataifa nje ukulima ndio tutaendeleza. Na hapa kuna Sandriana anasema anafuatilia kipindi cha Kenya's Gold na amejifunza mengi tangu uasisi wake. Kwako vile vile kalamu, karatasi kwenda tekeleza baadaye, kwa sababu hapa ni darasani kila siku kuanzia Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa saa 12 hadi saa 1. Hapa utajifunza mengi. Zungumza nasi kupitia 22422. Lakini sasa tuchukue mapumziko kidunya. Tukirejea sasa tutaingia katika mdahalo mkubwa sana kutoka kwa wakulima ambao wanashiriki katika tasnia ya mianzi. Usikwende popote. Kama ndio mwanzo unajiunga nasi, mkoko ndio unaalika maua tarehe 1 Machi. Karibu sana. Sasa ni awamu nyingine sasa, mtazamaji, kuhakikisha kwamba unapata kusoma. Kuna makala ambayo ni mdahalo, kusema hivyo. Tulikwenda katika eneo la Kefri kuangazia wakulima ambao tuliwapata wakisoma darasani. Najua utashangaa ni kwa nini ilikuwa darasa, kwa sababu kule tuligundua kwamba kuna watu ambao wanapenda sana ukulima. Sasa tulipofika kule tuliwakuta wameketi kitako taratibu, mwalimu mbele yao, wao wameketi kumsikiliza yule mwalimu, na tulifuatilia kadi tama tukafika tamati. Baada ya kuwasikiza, nasi tulitoka kama tayari tuna tajriba ya kufahamu kuhusiana na mianzi, namna ya kupanda mwanzi, kutunza na kuhakikisha kwamba tunakwenda sokoni, na najua kwamba ungependa kukosa hii. Basi taratibu, kete kitako, sikiliza mdahalo huo na darasa lilikwendaje.
Today, maybe I want to invite you for a class at St. Paul's. That is where we are doing pruning right now, so that we can show you how to prune, because already you know how to propagate. We have seen the riparian, it is covered, and the baboons are doing very well. And maybe today we can learn the importance of bamboo. You can also use bamboo for construction. The other day I was being asked by one of you in the group that in this affordable housing, why aren't we using bamboo in those degraded areas, such that there won't be any siltation, and once the rita falls, there is a lot of decomposition, the biomass decomposition, and you'll find other plants growing on that soil because of the nutrient cycling. There's also the utilization part of it. You can be able to harvest and use it for construction.
On this farm, we have the giant green, we have the yellow, and we have the running bamboo that is normally used for fencing. Of the three, which would you advise, or which would you say is the most marketable one, based off of your experience and understanding of the market? And as well, with the green bamboo, the giant green bamboo, do you have ready markets for the stems? Because that is something that you encounter with here as well, with the overgrowth of the bamboo.
Every species of bamboo is important because it has uses. It can make different furniture. It can be used for construction. It can be used for making fences. They have various uses. So all bamboos are important. It depends with what use do you want to make it for. Maybe if it is the running bamboo, you want to beautify your compound. That is the use you are going to use it for. You see, it is still important. When it comes to the giant bamboo, there are various species, and you find all of them are very important. They can be used for basketry, they can be used for furniture, they can be used for construction, they can be used even to make houses. They can be used even for energy, because the regeneration is very fast. Once you harvest, they sprout out so many. So it depends with the use that you are planting your bamboo for. So all bamboos are very important. In fact, all bamboos are very important because we have seen even the other uses, carbon sequestration. We have seen you can protect your river. You have seen that you can use it as ornamental in your compound. So it depends with what your intention is. But all bamboo are important.
This running bamboo, or the moso. In fact, moso is not commonly grown in our tropical area. Moso is a temperate growing area species. You can only find it in South Asia countries, but here in Kenya does not grow. It is very invasive. It can grow, it grows like trees because the rhizomes grow from like its own one tree. So it's very invasive, and it does not do well here in Africa, because here, our type of bamboo that grows here is crampy. They cramp one area. But when you talk of Mozo, they grow, it's running bamboo. And the rhizomes are not like the crampy bamboo. And talking about the different type of bamboo, we have different type of bamboo and different type in different ecological zones in Kenya. So we have different bamboos and different work. Like we have the bamboo that can do well on furniture making. We have different species of bamboo that can do well on construction. We can have on craft and many other area that bamboo can do well.
I started growing bamboo about 10 years ago. My bamboos are even overgrown, and they are the giant ones. I had planted only 4 plants. They have all, right now they have even covered my house because they are within the compound. And when I found as if they are a nuisance to me, I decided to look for market. And then there was this people from Kiambu Road, and what do you call that, forest department. I called somebody there, and I told him I have bamboos which are ready. Can I know where I can market them? Because you are the ones who started about this business. He said, no, their work is to give the farm, to encourage the farmers to grow, but not to market for them. I was a bit disappointed. So I have been trying to market them to Kinajoki, Tigoni farmers there, and they are so much I cannot even remove them from that. Can we know where we can market them? Or how we, the time that I sold, the maximum I have ever sold is about 100 pieces in one go. And immediately they started coming even double that amount from the ground.
The bamboo that grows fast is in the middle. So what we normally do, we spoil the ones which are the fast growing and around the bamboo, and then we target the mature ones inside. And we also look by the color of bamboo. Sometimes you will see the one which is have a sheath. Unaonanga bamboo inakuanga na nguo kando. We call those sheaths. So we target the mature ones by looking by its colors. Bamboo changes color as it mature. They can change from green to middle green to brownish. That is how we can also, you can also select bamboo after planting. You can also mark with some colors. This one have generated this year. This one generate different colors. Then by that technology, now you can know the years and do the selection and harvest bamboo according to the age of bamboo from your plantation.
Let me tell you, that market is there. But we are told, or the experts have seen, they have taken the inventory, and they have seen if they set up a factory, they will harvest all the bamboo, and then they won't have material. They will exhaust the material such that they won't be able to maintain the factory. You see? So that is why we are encouraging farmers to farm the bamboo, so that you can have a lot of resources such that if a Chinese company comes and is put in this place, it can be able to use the ones that you have and the regeneration, and also have other farmers that they can use them. Those countries that use bamboo, so that they can bring their technology here, and they are able to use that and to sustain their factory. In fact, the word is sustainability for even tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Mary. I think the problem that she just explained is a solution to what we are looking for. My question is, how do we train people to make the kind of quality of furniture that will sell, that is affordable to majority of us? Because what I realized, there's no point of making a bench and then it's like double or 3 times the price of a bench that is made out of wood. We've seen the technology also of houses, especially from Indonesia and all that. They do it so easily. When will we reach that stage? Who can we train? Yeah? So there's that gap between what we know we want and how to get there?
You see, these colleges called TFET, the technical colleges. There are so many, and even from the news you can hear young people are being urged to join these technical colleges because that is where they are being shown new technology so that they can be able to utilize our bamboo. And that is why our young people, the one who will learn the technical, those technical construction of bamboo, like the way they can construct houses, the way they can construct good furniture, affordable furniture, with very good finishing, they will be taught there, and I think it is already starting.